Welcome back. I'm Rajveer Kaur. I'm a mindful chemistry coach and I teach 11th and 12th class science students the subject of chemistry and help them get more than 90% marks in their final exams and also prepare for their entrance exams. Okay, so in this series of videos, I'm taking up the back exercises of NCERT chemistry. And in this particular video, I'm taking up 37th question of second chapter of 12th class NCERT back exercise. Chapter is solutions. Now, why am I taking only one question in this particular video? Because it is quite a lengthy question. Actually, it is a question of a bar graph. Okay, so I will try to solve this question in front of you. I will tell you how to do that. And you can just take a bar graph and take the points there and see how the curve is obtained or what kind of curve you obtain. Okay. So why I have not taken it along with other questions, just because it is quite lengthy. It is simple, but it is lengthy. Okay. So let's see how to solve it. Okay. So the statement for this question is the vapor pressures of pure acetone and chloroform. Pure acetone and chloroform. So P naught A. Okay, P naught acetone. It is equal to 741.8 millimeter of mercury, and P naught for chloroform, CHCl3, it is equal to 632.8 millimeter of mercury. Okay, so these values have been given. Assuming that they form ideal solution over the entire range of composition, we need to plot P total. Okay, then we need to plot P chloroform and P acetone, the vapor pressures of total vapor pressure of the solution, vapor pressure of chloroform in the solution, that is the partial vapor pressure, and the partial vapor pressure of acetone in the solution. We need to draw the curves for this. Okay, as a function of X acetone, X is the mole fraction of acetone. As a function of that, we need to draw the curve. Okay, experimental data observed for different compositions of mixtures is, the experimental data has been given. You can just open your books and see the data. Okay, we have been given 10 multiplied by X acetone, that is the mole fractions of acetone multiplied by 10, multiplied by 100, sorry. These values have been given. We have been given what is the partial vapor pressure of acetone at the given mole fraction and partial vapor pressure of chloroform at the given mole fraction of acetone. And we need to draw the curves. Okay, so just listen to me very, very carefully. When we need to draw the curve for P total, this means we need to have all the values for the total vapor pressure. Okay, then when we need to draw the curve for the partial pressure of chloroform, we need to have all the values for the partial pressure of chloroform. For acetone, we need to have all the values for the partial vapor pressures of acetone. Okay, I will not be writing the complete observation table that has been given in the book. You can just open the book and see the values from there. I will be taking up the values and we will be trying to draw the curve. Okay, now before we draw the curve, we need to have the values. These three values we need to have. Okay, how we can find out these values? The P total is equal to XA into P naught A plus XB into P naught B. For a binary solution, this is the Raoult's law formula. Okay, so this means for every value of XA and XB, we need to find out the total vapor pressure. Okay, now how can you find out PA? It is XA into P naught A. PB is equal to XB into P naught B. So let us suppose that XA or the P naught PA we are taking, A we are taking for acetone and B we are taking for chloroform. Suppose this is the case. Okay, so this means we need to find out all the vapor pressures, the partial vapor pressures of acetone and chloroform for all the compositions, get the values and draw the curve. Then we need to take up all the values for the total vapor pressure of the solution, get the values, draw the curve. Okay, then plot this data also on the same graph paper, indicate whether it has a positive deviation or negative deviation from the ideal solution. Okay, so for that I'm just giving you the clarity of the concept, what we need to do. So on this side we have the mole fraction. Okay, on this side we have the vapor pressure, right? We will be taking this as the the vapor pressure of pure component, that is we can take it as XCHCl3 when it is equal to 1, that is the entire component is only chloroform, there is no acetone, so X acetone will be equal to 0 at this point. This means at this point the total vapor pressure of the solution is equal to the vapor pressure of the pure chloroform. So for that the value has been given to be equal to 632.8 millimeter of mercury. Okay, now come to this point. If I say there is only acetone on this side, so the mole fraction of acetone will be equal to 1, that is pure acetone is there. For XCHCl3 at this point will be equal to 0. That is, there is only pure acetone. So for that, the value has been given. When pure acetone is there, the vapor pressure is 741.8 millimeter of mercury. So I can just draw it a little above than this because it is more in value. Okay, now the values that we will be calculating from these formulae, we will be putting the points, joining them with the line again in this direction also. Then we will be drawing this curve, that is the total vapor pressure curve. Okay, now if this comes out to be like this, it will be the negative deviation from the Raoult's law or the ideal behavior. If it will come out to be like this, then it will be a positive deviation from the Raoult's law, that is ideal behavior. Okay, so this will also be the similar curve you have already studied. Okay, so this will also be having an impact on these curves because the total vapor pressure is the sum of the partial vapor pressures. If the total vapor pressure is increasing, this means the partial vapor pressures are also more than the ideal behavior. Okay, so let us now move into the calculations, and I will draw some of the points or one or two curves so that you can understand how to take the points and all. Okay, so for that I'm taking up one paper so that I can note down the values that we will be calculating. Okay, now the partial vapor pressure of chloroform and acetone has already been given to us. Partial vapor pressures of acetone and chloroform has already been given to us. So I'm just directly drawing the curve. Okay, on this side we are taking the mole fraction. So it is X acetone. Here it is 0. If I say the mole fraction of acetone here is 0, this means the mole fraction of chloroform will be equal to 1 here. Or we can take the reverse. Here I can take pure acetone, here I can take 0 mole fraction of chloroform. On this end, X acetone will be 0, X chloroform will be equal to 1. Now divide this line into 10 equal parts. Okay, so if it is 0, I can just take it as 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and here it will be 1.0. Now this is the mole fraction of chloroform. So in this direction, the mole fraction of, mole fraction of chloroform is increasing, and in this direction, mole fraction of acetone is increasing. So for acetone, I can just say that this is 0.1, this is 0.2, this is for acetone. Be careful. Just listen to me very, very carefully in this question. So it is 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. Here it is 1. This is for acetone. Okay. In the below line, we can just write this is 0 for chloroform, 0.1 for chloroform, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1.0. This is for chloroform. So at this end, pure chloroform is there. At this end, pure acetone is there. Now, what is the vapor pressure of pure acetone? Vapor pressure of pure acetone is 741.8. So suppose it is at this point. Now, what is the vapor pressure of pure chloroform? It is 632.8. So before marking that, I'm just dividing this line into equal vapor pressures. Okay, suppose this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. So I can just take it as 800, and here in the middle of it, we can take approximately at the middle, a bit below the middle, it will be 741.8. So this is the vapor pressure of pure acetone. Now, let us move into the values that has been given. The pure vapor pressure, the vapor pressure of pure chloroform, it is 632.8. So this is the line corresponding to 600. So I can put a mark here. This is the line corresponding to 700. So this is 600. This is 700. Now it is 632.8. Approximately it will be here 632.8. So this is the P naught for chloroform. So this was the P naught for acetone. Hope this is clear to you. You can just mark these now. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and 700. Hope this is clear. Now move into the observation table, that the values that have been given to us. When the mole fraction of acetone is 0, its vapor pressure is 0. Mole fraction of acetone is 0, its vapor pressure is 0. Understood? When it is not there, no vapor pressure of acetone. Okay. Then next is when the mole fraction of acetone is equal to 0.118. At that point of time, its vapor pressure is 54.9. Okay, 0.18. So this is 1. This is 0. This is 0.1. Now 0.18, 0.118, approximately 0.12. Okay, so it can be approximately here. Right? At that point of time, the vapor pressure is 54.9. 54.9, approximately at the middle. I can just put the mark here. All right. Next is when mole fraction is 0. Second mole fraction is 0.234. Here is the mole fraction 0.2. Now 0.234 we can take approximately here. It is 110.1. The vapor pressure at that point is 110.1. 110 approximately here. So we can just put the mark here. Okay. Then next is when the mole fraction is 0.36. Mole fraction is 0.36. It is 202.4. 202.4 approximately here. The mole fraction is 0.36 approximately here. We can just take it like this. In the bar graph, it will be easier to draw because it is already divided into small boxes. Okay. Then next is when the mole fraction is 0.508, value of vapor pressure is 322.7. 0.508 or 0.51 we can take approximately here. The vapor pressure is 322.7. So it will be approximately here. Because I'm not using a bar graph here, so I'm taking only the approximate values. Okay. Then next is when the mole fraction is 0.582. 0.582. So it can be approximately taken to be equal to at this point. Then the vapor pressure is 405.9, approximately here. Okay. Then next is mole fraction is 0.645. Then the vapor pressure is 454.1. 454.1, 0.645. Approximately here, 454.1, approximately here. Here will be the point. Then next is 0.721. 0.721. Approximately here, 521.1. 521.1 here. Okay, so these are the values that have been given. Just encircle them. And now we can join them. Approximately a straight line has been obtained. Okay, similarly, now what you can do is you have been given the values for vapor pressures of chloroform corresponding to the mole fractions of acetone. Corresponding to the mole fractions of acetone. So when the mole fraction of acetone is 0, there is no acetone, at that point of time, the vapor pressure of chloroform is this, pure chloroform. When the mole fraction of acetone is 0.118, mole fraction of acetone is 0.118. Okay, approximately here. At that point of time, the vapor pressure of chloroform is 548.1. 548.1. It will be approximately at this point. Okay. Then when the mole fraction of acetone is 0.234, the partial vapor pressure of chloroform is 469.4. So mole fraction of acetone is 0.234, approximately here. Okay, the vapor pressure is 469.4 for chloroform at the time. 469.4, approximately here. So we can just join it. So you just can 469.4 approximately here. So we can take this. Okay, I'm just erasing the line that I've drawn. It was just to track it. Okay. Right. Just selecting my pen. All right. Now, next is when the mole fraction of acetone is 0.36. It is 0.36. Approximately here. The value of vapor pressure of chloroform at that point is 359.7. 359.7. It will be like this. Okay. The next is when the mole fraction of acetone is 0.508, 0.508 or 0.51 approximately here. The value for vapor pressure of chloroform is 257.7 here. Then next one is when the mole fraction of acetone is 0.582, 0.582 approximately here. It is the value of chloroform vapor pressure is 193.6. 193.6. We can take it approximately here. It will be like this. Okay. So just like that, you can consider all these points that have been given and you can join the line. Okay. Now in the last step, For the total vapor pressure, what you need to do is you need to apply this formula. P equal to total vapor pressure of solution is equal to XA into P naught A plus XB into P naught B. You need to apply this formula. Okay, already these values have been given in the table. The values of vapor pressure, partial vapor pressures of chloroform and acetone, already these have been given in the table. You just need to add them, get the total vapor pressure, take the points here and see how the lines are joining together. Okay, so I can just join this like this because this is the vapor pressure of the pure acetone. Okay, so from this you just need to see whether it is coming out to be a straight line or with a downward curve or with an upward curve. If it is a straight line, ideal behavior. If it is a downward curve like this, it will be a negative deviation. If it will be an upward curve like this, it will be a positive deviation. Hope this is clear to you. Okay, I have tried my level best to tell you how to do this question and how to take the points. You need a bar graph. For this, first requirement is that if you do not have a bar graph, you can use your scale and pen and draw the bar graph. It is not required to draw that small boxes only. You can take a bit bigger boxes, but of equal size. Okay, and then draw the points, join the line. So it is quite an interesting question. These kind of things we have when I was in my post graduation, we used to do these kind of experiments and we used to draw the curves and all. So it is quite interesting. These values have been given. You need to just draw the curve. Okay, that's all. And if still you face any kind of problem, mention in the comment section below. I will be taking up. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. So in this video, only one question is there. And in the next video, I will be covering up all the rest of the questions. It is 4 questions are left from this very chapter. Okay, so description in the description of this video, I will be putting the link to the next 4 questions. Okay, so I will see you there.